Hello YouTube fans, here again. And as Christmas is on the way, why not this film? Everyone remembers it, done it a few times, that being Gremlins. That's right, Gremlins. Got to tell you the history, the background and everything about the film. Why not, why not? So as we know, Steven Spielberg decided to do the big hit film Gremlins, and he was a well-known producer. He was well known for doing classics, let's say like Piranhas, damn good film, and also did The Owling. So he's definitely quite good at this. Now originally Gremlins was going to be a lot darker. Mogwai was going to be the one that would turn into the Stipe character. The Gremlins were going to eat people in a taffy. It would later be used in an idea for Titters, or should I say Titters 2, and so on. That was going to be the idea of Gremlins. It was going to be a lot darker. The muffer of Fantastica, the actor, was going to get beheaded, believe it or not. And it definitely was going to be a balls to the wall, blood and door, bloodbath film. But Steven Spielberg looked at it, thought, no, don't want to make that type of film. And he decided to make sort of like a family back sort of a comedy sort of like film. Would I say Gremlins was turning into a family film? No, because as we all know, in America, it was one of the early films to be rated a PG-13, and in the UK, it was rated 15. Probably because it was a bit scary for kids and so on, but it still has its black humour and it still has its humorous moments. Now let's go on with the bloody story. So you start off with the dad, and he's going to look for a Plessy for his kid, his son. He's almost near Timball, and that's when he finds what they call the Mogwai. You've got this old fella, well known, if you ever remember Enter the Dragon, he was the one that did the dubbing for the main villain. The villain in Enter the Dragon was not his voice, he did the dubbing for his voice. So he had a very distinct voice, I should say. So he actually tells him, no, Mogwai's not for sale, but they're out of luck. And the kid who was in this shop decides, because they need the money, you can have Dismo. But he just warned him. And everybody seen Gremlins knows the story. If you get it wet, don't get it wet. Don't sow it light. Whatever you do not sow it sunlight. It will kill it. And whatever you do not feed it at 12 o'clock at midnight. Which is quite funny when you think about it, because the son does everything what this lad advised the father not to do. He does. All right, he doesn't do it on purpose, but in fact he does. So he's got Dismal, the Mogwai. It's the day opening where you got the song Christmas and I can't remember the fucking lyrics, and I'm not going to remember them. I'll kill the song, but remember the song. It's got the theme song Christmas, and you got a day opening. You got Rocco Ricky, which is date records, so you've got a bit Doc of Pulse, which sort of like imitates Raiders, which I sort of loved. I mean, if you like, there's a lot of love letters to the director, what giving us classics, let's say like Piranha and The Owling. You got one woman that appeared in both of them, Piranhas and Gremlins, makes a small appearance. You got an old guy that says, those damn Gremlins, which funny enough was in Piranhas and was in the original The Owling. And also only appears in Gremlins 2 as well. And so I sort of like it. So Fantastica, and who's playing the character called Billy, he works in a bank, and he's got this really, really noiseless, horrible old woman. She's horrible. She's like a female version of Ebenezer, but she's worse off. She's foul. And I mean foul. So, long but old, nearly Christmas Day, the father decides to sell him Mogwai. Makes me laugh, it's all wrapped up, and I thought, cruelty to animals. But it comes out, the muffer makes a mistake of taking a photo, and then the father tells him about what I've just said. Don't get it wet, don't feed it, don't do any of that. Took the story short as well. The lad's got a love of his life, and I can understand why. Really beautiful actress, well known for being in a series called Lace. Was well-known series in the 80s. Never seen Lace, check it out. Very unestimated series from the 80s. Been in a few 80s comedies as well. And so on. So, like I said, there's a few deleted scenes. It's sad he never got to see the light. And one of them's one of the actors based in the bank, bit of a snoopy, snotty sort of lad. And if you've seen him before, he appeared in the original Beverly Hills Cop. At the time, he was working on Beverly Hills Cop, so for some reason, they cut big amount of scenes with him in it, which is a damn shame. It was deleted out. Damn shame. Check them out if you ever want to see them. Really are good scenes. So, like I say, he does make the mistake. He hasn't made. Have you seen him before? He appeared in The Lost Boys, The Duelist, been about a lot of things, and you might remember him in the fourth Friday the 13th. He comes over to visit his mate, long but old. He gets stupid enough, gets mogwai wet, multiplies. But I always like the idea that the other mogwais are darker versions and evil, the nasty little things. Wouldn't have one myself as a pet. And you get the one called Stripe, bit of a fluffy hair on it. This is the fittest one, and you've got the idea is the leader. His next mistake is, well, it's not really his fault, really. The mogwais con him on this one. And he feeds them thinking it's too early. Big mistake, tell for talk. They go into this cocoon. And I love the fact the one who did the effects with the same guy who did the special effects for the Thigh, directed and also directed some of the effects for the Thigh too, as well as the effects for Raiders of the Lost Ark. How I miss practical effects. So he was just there you go, bit of history there. So they come out of the cocoon, and that's when they're doing them Dean monsters, which will later be called Gremlins. And that's when they go on an attacking spree. They've got the scene where one of them's attacking the mum. The lad cuts the Gremlin's head off. It's a bit of which was going to be the mother. I'm kind of happy it didn't go that route. And so on. I love the bit where the mother locks the Gremlin in the microwave and it blows up. Definitely not friendly, but it does have, like I say, it has some scary moments, but it also has some good funny moments. I love the bit where they're in the pub and it's a lot of humour in it. I do like that. And I mean, you like to say, light hurts the eyes. So then Billy and his girlfriend, they're running about, well, soon to be his girlfriend. And I always remember the lines, and obviously never won an award for this, is beyond me. If it was anyone else who would have read these lines and come out with it, it would just come across laughable and you'd laugh your ass off it. This is a bit old TT, but the way she delivers it, if you do not cry, you're thinking, you're a Gremlin, you're a robot. Because she talks about a father who dressed up as Santa, fell down the chimney and broke his neck. Everyone else found that laughable, I just said. But the way she delivers them lines draws you in. You're picturing it in your head. And the way she delivers it when she says, they didn't find a dead bird, the police. They found my father. He broke his neck. Even I'm almost thinking cry saying that. But the way she does it, honestly done this, even I'm crying every time I watch that scene in Gremlins. The way she delivers them lines about her father dying in this horrible, horrible accident. It just makes me want to cry. But I just love the way she delivers them lines. And it's, you know what I mean, kind of sad really. It's a sad scene. But the rest of it's good. You've got the scene, like I say, you've got Stripe. All of the Gremlins get blown up when they're watching the Seven Dwarfs. They get blown up in cinema. And Stripe's attacking the lad. Mogwai, if you think about it, saves to die. And the Gremlin gets hit by the sun, gets melted, turns to toast. There's only one little mess up in Gremlins, though. There's one mess up. There's a scene in it, right, where they're watching the news. It's talking about the aftermaths. And you hear Billy's girlfriend, right? And then suddenly it turns to the mum. So everyone's noticed that cock up. There's one little cock up there I did notice in Gremlins. The old man comes in, says Mogwai was not for sale, takes him back. But then you get a beautiful, beautiful sequel bait opening, which is sort of like followed on in the early 90s, being Gremlins 2, New Pads, which one day I might talk again about that. Even though it's not a Christmassy film, I might talk about it again. But yeah, Gremlins, it's a good one. I could always watch it on Christmas Day. Still an entertaining film. It's better than the garbage you see nowadays. What can I say? I love it. I love it that much. It's a classic. 10-star rating for me. But into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.